Hi guys, welcome to Class Rural Comedies, Facts, and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on old Uncle Jed, Buddy Ebsen. And here's some 12 fascinating facts about Buddy Ebsen. And we'll start with the first movie he appeared in. He was nominated for a Best Picture Oscar. Buddy and Velma Ebsen moved to the Big Apple to get their tap shoes in the door of showbiz. After showcasing their skills on stage, the two were cast in a smash musical, Broadway Melody, of 1936. The flick was nominated for 3 Academy Awards and came home with 1 for Best Dance Direction. It would be Buddy's only film with Sister Velma and her only on-screen role. One of the sweaters he wore in the movie foreshadowed this next fact. Mickey Mouse copied his dance moves. Ebsen sported a cool Mickey Mouse top and Broadway Melody, and little did he know that the cartoon icon would soon be mimicking his moves. Walt Disney had the lanky but graceful Ebsen perform moves for the animators of the Silly Symphonies. Later, Disney had Ebsen dance for Imagineers, devising audio animatronics, the robotic puppet technology seen on the theme park rides like Pirates of the Caribbean. He was cast as both the Scarecrow and the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. Imagine what the immortal movie might have been with Ebsen. MGM initially cast Ebsen as the Scarecrow, but he and Bolger eventually swapped roles. Buddy would have been the Tin Man had it not been for the aluminum dust used in the makeup. Dangerous material collected in the actor's lungs. And one night in bed, I woke up screaming. I was sure I was dying, he wrote in his autobiography. As Ebsen recuperated, the studio recast the role with Jack Haley and came up with a safer makeup technique. He was a lieutenant in the Coast Guard. In 1941, 2 years after The Wizard of Oz, Ebsen joined the military, served on the Navy frigate USS Pocatello, a weather ship that served on Station Able. He was also originally cast as Davy Crockett, but at least got another part in the classic. The Brazilian actor lost out on another iconic role. Ebsen was set to play the title Frontiersman for the 1955 television miniseries, until Disney fell in love with Bess Parker from the sci-fi flick Them. Thankfully, Ebsen was shifted over to the sidekick role George Russell. He almost retired before taking the role of Jed Clampett. Ebsen portrayed Audrey Hepburn's older husband, Doc Golightly, in Breakfast at Tiffany's. He was more than 20 years his co-star senior. After the film, Ebsen considered retiring from acting. However, his portrayal of a rural veterinarian, would lead to his casting in the Beverly Hillbillies. The Giant Jackrabbit is one of the most watched television episodes of all time. The numbers are truly staggering, like being punched by a kangaroo. Mere weeks after its debut, the Beverly Hillbillies was the most watched program on television. Between the years 62 and 64, the show averaged 57 million viewers. The episode that aired January 8th and 15th in 64 ranked as the second and fourth most watched television episodes of the entire decade, respectively. The former of those, The Giant Jackrabbit, remains one of the most watched half hours of all time. It ran the same day as LBJ's first State of the Union address. Bear in mind, the show was luring around 60 million viewers at a time, when the U.S. population was approximately 190 million. He released a country music album in 65, continued singing decades after his Broadway Melody, now firmly implanted in the American consciousness as good old Beverly Hillbilly Jed Clampett, took his turn at some country tunes. Syrupy strings and backup singers turn these tunes kind of Hollywood. He appeared as Barnaby Jones in the Beverly Hillbillies remake. After Ebsen's long run on the 70s detective series, there was purportedly a talk of creating a crossover where Barnaby Jones would meet the Clampetts, and it never came to fruition, but the two worlds would meet in 1993 when Ebsen's Jones makes a cameo in the dud big screen reboot of the Beverly Hillbillies. He recorded a political ad against former co-star Nancy Culp. In 1984, Nancy Culp ran as a Democrat for a House seat in the 9th District in Pennsylvania. Ebsen, a staunch conservative, made a radio ad for opponent Bud Schuster. Hey, Nancy, I love you dearly, but you're too liberal for me. I've got to go with Bud, he said. In this diss, even though he could not vote in Pennsylvania, the relationship understandably turned frosty. Published a romance novel at the age of 92. 2000 novel, Kelly's Quest, just summed us this. After being clobbered because she dares to stand up for herself in a man's world, Kelly goes in search of the man that will make her feel like a woman, her Mr. Right. He later penned a Barnaby Jones mystery titled Sizzling Cold Case. Then he became a painter. As a true Renaissance man late in life, Ebsen took up the brush and painted landscapes of Hong Kong and Sidonia, as well as some folk art depicting Jed Clampett in a variety of scenes. Multi-talented. I would like to say on the Nancy Colt thing, didn't matter whether he could vote for her or not. If she was running for Democrat, that would affect the country. So that's why he did it. I think he was right. I mean, if that's what he believed in, he should do it. It got nothing to do with friendship. And that's where we're at today as far as the division in America, in my opinion, which I'll leave it at that. But, you know, I love you guys. Love y'all. Don't care whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or one of them there revenuers. You guys, please subscribe. Please like this video. I'm sorry for the corny humor. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.